What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be giving my predictions for game week 20 in the Premier League. We start off with Luton against Chelsea. Both sides won their last game. Luton away at Sheffield United, Chelsea at home to Crystal Palace. Apparently Mudryk might have a knock for this game. It's really unfortunate for Chelsea because I think him and Madueke are their future wing pairing. I think them two are really good, and Mudryk has been really good this season. He's shown a significant improvement, and even when he's not playing too well, he's always trying, and that's what I really like about him. If he's missing, it's a big miss for Chelsea. And Luton at home are actually very good, and they did get thumped at Stamford Bridge early in the season, but I don't think that happens here. With Mudryk out, I think Chelsea will struggle quite a bit. I'm going with a 1-1 draw. I think it could go either way. I could definitely see Luton winning this. Obviously, Chelsea do still have the quality. You know, they have players that can make something out of nothing, and Kunku's looked pretty decent already, just coming back from injury, only playing a couple games. So the more games he plays, we're going to see him get even better. But Luton have shown so much heart this season, especially at home. They've made Kenilworth Road a tough place for opposition to come, and I think that they'll give Chelsea a hard game. Next up, Aston Villa against Burnley. Aston Villa absolutely bottled their 2-0 lead at Old Trafford in their last game. Burnley almost got a point against Liverpool, were a bit unlucky in the second half, but they were atrocious in the first half. Although Aston Villa did drop points in their last game at Villa Park against a relegation-threatened team, I don't think it happens again. I'm going 3-0 Villa. The style that Burnley play is going to feed right into Aston Villa's hands. They're going to make too many mistakes. The Villa press is going to be too much. It's going to be a comfortable win. Crystal Palace against Brentford. All 5 of their Premier League meetings have ended in draws. The last 3 have ended 1-1. I'm going with another 1-1. Neither side's in good form. Brentford got hammered in their last home game, and they still have a lot of injuries. They still are very light up front. Palace lost in West London a few days ago as well against Chelsea. They do have Eze and Elise back, and they've obviously been very good for him. Eze did cost them the point in the last game, but he's still obviously very dangerous. If Nathan Collins decides to play for the opposition again, Brentford will lose here, but yeah, I think they'll defend a lot better, but I don't think they'll win. If there is a win, I think it'll be Palace, just because I think they've got a lot more quality up top with Eze and Elise, as I mentioned. Brentford don't really have enough, in my opinion, up there. Obviously, Vista did score in the last game, but he's not great. Maupay is very bad. And Lewis Potter is decent, but he's not on Eze or Elise's level, is he? Manchester City against Sheffield United. Now, it's been confirmed by Pep Guardiola that Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Jeremy Doku and John Stones are all going to be missing. McAtee is ineligible to play for Sheffield United against his parent club, so I do still think Manchester City should be able to win this fairly comfortably. I'm going 3-1. They obviously just about won at Bramall Lane early in the season, where Sheffield United were really unlucky not to get a point. But here, I do think that Manchester City will dominate. They've still got some really quality players like Grealish and Alvarez up there. Although Sheffield United are very defensively organised and structured, Manchester City should be able to win at home. If they don't, it's very worrying. And McAtee has been so good for Sheffield United this season. Him not being here for this game is going to be such a big miss. Gustavo Haim is going to have a big job to create everything on his own. Wolverhampton Wanderers against Everton. I've gone with a 3-1 Everton win because Hwang Hee-chan is going to probably miss the game, I think, with a knock. I'm not sure. If he's playing, Wolves could absolutely get the win as well. Like, it could go either way with him in there. But without him, if Neto's also not fit, I think going forward they are quite bad. Whereas Everton did lose to Manchester City last week, a bit unlucky. Both of these teams have played really good football this season. I've been really impressed with both of them. Gary O'Neill and Sean Dyche, two of my favourite managers. I think they're so underrated. But I think Everton do have a bit more quality in the squad, with Neto and Hwang Hee-chan not being available for Wolves. McNeil and Harrison have been really good this season. Nottingham Forest against Manchester United, I've gone with the 2-1 Forest win. Under Nuno, they've actually looked really good. They beat Newcastle away in the last game, which is a phenomenal result. And although Man United did put in a really good performance against Villa, especially in the second half, they showed a lot of heart and a lot of fight, I'm not sure it'll be enough. Forest look like a different team now. I think a couple of players coming back into the side from injury has definitely helped them, and I definitely think I underrated Nuno a bit. Forest should be looking at this game as one they can win, because Man United are a bit erratic. Like, I remember when they beat Chelsea, I thought, well, this could be a stepping stone for them, and then they went and lost 3-0 to Bournemouth in the next game. I think a similar sort of thing could happen here. With it being at the City ground, I do think Forest should be able to win. London derby next, Fulham against Arsenal. I've gone with the 2-1 Arsenal win. Both sides lost their last games, Fulham losing at Bournemouth, Arsenal losing against West Ham. And they actually drew at the Emirates earlier in the season as well. But I think if Arsenal are going to win the title, they have to win this game, man. If they don't win here, City are favourites for me again. Fulham will be boosted with the return of Raul Jimenez, who was in such good form before he stupidly got himself sent off. Arsenal have a real issue up front, man. Their front three have not been good this season. Saka and Martinelli have not been anywhere near the levels they should be at, considering the ability they've both got. He's been alright in terms of like the pressing and all that aspect, but he's not been good enough in front of goal. He missed 2 golden chances against West Ham. Arsenal look a bit toothless up front, if I'm going to be honest. They definitely need to improve in that department, because Odegaard has actually been performing a lot better. He's been creating a lot more chances lately. I do think Fulham can get something from this because of the return of Jimenez. They're at home. It will be against his old team as well. It'll be an interesting dynamic. But Arsenal have to be favourites for me in this game. Tottenham against Bournemouth, I've gone with a 3-2 Bournemouth win. Tottenham are absolutely decimated with injuries in their back line and their midfield. Kulusevski is also suspended for this game, which I think is a huge miss given who's already missing from. They're going to have such little creativity. I do still think they'll get 2 goals because they've got Heung-min Son, and you never know from a corner, but I think they'll concede 3 just because Bournemouth are so good going forward. Tottenham played Davies and Rao next to each other last game. I think Phillips has to come in for him, even though I know he hasn't played a lot of football and he's still very young. They can't play them 2 together again. If I see them 2 together on the team sheet again, it could be 5-2 to Bournemouth. The more I say it, the more I think it could be even more, man. I don't know why I've gone so lenient for Tottenham. I do quite like them. I like the style of football they play. I also really like the style of football Bournemouth play. It should be a good game. I think the Cherries should come out on top, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think they should be disappointed if they don't. They've been so good lately, you know, they've won like 6 out of their last 7 games. They're the informed team in the Premier League. They've looked fantastic. They should be aiming to win this. Liverpool against Newcastle. We've seen the title. I'm going with a Newcastle win, 2-1 to the Geordies. Anthony Gordon's going to get 2 goals. I said it here first, all right? Watch when it happens. In all honesty, I don't really have a good reason for predicting this. Liverpool have looked much better than Newcastle in recent weeks. I just think the revenge factor, the pressure Newcastle under, the fact that the former Everton man Anthony Gordon will be playing in this game. He absolutely terrorised Trent in the last one. I think that'll happen again, if I'm honest. Just one of those gut feelings. I kind of want this to happen as well, I can't lie. I think it'll just be beautiful. I really like Eddie Howe. I think there's no secret, I love him. He's my favourite manager in the world. I'd love for him to win here. Newcastle are horrible away from home. Liverpool are very good at home. So I honestly, I'm kind of hoping for this to happen. I just have an unending belief in Eddie Howe. I believe he'll get it right. There's so much stuff being said about Newcastle as well on Twitter I've seen. Apparently some of the players are getting hotels and bringing escorts back there. I hope that's fake. I believe it's fake. If you're a fan of the club and you are making stuff like that up, what is wrong with you? If it's real, that's really poor from the Newcastle players, I can't lie. Finally, we've got West Ham against Brighton & Hove Albion. Brighton lost at home to West Ham 3-1 earlier in the season. I think West Ham do the double. I'm going 2-1 to the Irons. Both of these teams put in a very good performance in the last games against the 2 North London clubs. Brighton looked a lot better than they have in recent weeks in that game, but I think West Ham just have a style that could really frustrate Brighton and really hurt them on the counter-attack, like they did against Arsenal, and like they did in the reverse fixture, in all honesty. So yeah, I think Bowen should be able to get a goal in this game. If West Ham win this, yeah, they could have an outside shot of the top 4. I think it's going to be very unlikely, but never say never, man. They're on a pretty good run of form here. If they can win again against another top side, I can't count them out, honestly. Those are my predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you soon for another video.